fellas, welcome back to Cringe Confessional, the cringiest show on the internet. I set up an anonymous forum at cringe.coney.gg where viewers could send in their most heinous, anonymous, cringiest, scariest, most embarrassing moments of their entire lives. And now we're gonna listen to them. Some of the worst stories that you've ever heard. What's the most embarrassing thing that ever happened to you? Comment below, and remember to like and subscribe, or else the video isn't gonna play. Hello, person that just looked at their phone. Please don't click off the video. I just did a funny joke. Please like and subscribe. Okay, let's get to the show, shall we?
One time when I was in 9th grade, I was at my friend's house and we decided to play hide and seek, but we can't leave the house.
Smart.
I decide on his parents' bathroom.
Okay.
I go into their bathroom and get in this wicker laundry basket you can kinda see through, and think it's the best spot ever. Not 2 minutes later, his mom walks in and starts taking her clothes off to get in the shower. My dumb self thought it was the coolest thing ever, cause their shower was a sliding glass door, and I could watch this amazing, stunning woman shower. But I didn't think about how it's see-through from the outside too. About 3 minutes into her shower, she spots me and yells at me to leave right then. I sprinted out of his house and never talked to him again.
Dude, oh my god. You never talk. So that friendship is just over. Saw your mom naked, the quest line is complete. Dude, she thinks you did that on purpose. 9th grade? Dude, if you're in 9th grade, you're what, 14? Yes, she thinks you did that on purpose. Wait, hide and seek at 14? Wait a minute, something doesn't add up. You're not playing hide and seek at 14. I think you did that on purpose, actually. Wait a minute. You know these confessions are anonymous, right? You could just tell us what you were really thinking. Your ass was curious. You don't get it, Adam. We really have to play hide and seek. I just really want to play hide and seek. Your mom's almost home, and she takes a shower after getting off of work. Okay, 1, 2. You count, actually. 1, 2. 9th grade playing hide and seek at a friend's house. Get the fuck out of here. Hey, you! Want to explore a creepy, post-apocalyptic setting on your mobile device in a whole new open-world game? This video is sponsored by What's Human? You guys know how much I love Pokemon, and now there's an open-world game that can allow you to capture Pokemon-like creatures right at your fingertips. The free-to-play sensation, Once Human, has finally come to mobile devices, and it's better than ever. Get the original PC gameplay experience anywhere you go, and enjoy cross-platform gameplay smoothly, so you're never behind. Once Human features a vast, creepy, post-apocalyptic setting, and best of all, it's never pay to win. You can play your way and play in either PvP or PvE servers. Explore a diverse and huge new world, loot for mystic treasures, or face creepy, post-apocalyptic monsters. Ah! And right now, they're preparing a brand new game mode with Deviation PvP, a real Pokemon gang! Right now, you can have these deviations assist you with battle and survival, like Rex the Chef, Charmander, or the Big Cat. Find blueprints to level up your weapons and armor, enhance your gear and stats, bring along your new deviations, and play with your friends to get everybody involved in the fun. With the new mobile launch, What's Human is giving away 1,000 free premium rewards to fast-track your progress by 2 months. Click my link in the description to start playing What's Human now.
Hello, Coney and chat. If you are watching and haven't subscribed to his Twitch or YouTube, you should definitely do that.
Throw it. Thank you.
So my tale begins in the 7th grade with me being assigned to do a history presentation project with a girl I had a crush on.
Cool.
Referred to as C from now on. I have severe anxiety with letting people down, and had nightmares leading up to the presentation because I didn't want to fuck up her grade and make a fool out of myself.
Sure.
C and I vibed pretty well and the presentation went off without a hitch.
Great.
Skip to Act 2 of the story a few weeks later, taking place in literature class where we were reading Flowers for Algernon. The spark notes for the book says it is a scene that describes a vivid wet dream the protagonist had.
Okay.
While reading it, I, being the sheltered kid that I was, did not comprehend the text or know what a wet dream was.
Okay.
The entire psychosexual aspect of the writing somehow just glazed over me, and I assumed it meant waking up in a cold sweat after a nightmare.
Sure.
During the class discussion for the reading we had to do, our teacher asked if there were any moments in the story at all that we thought stood out or had related to.
God.
So, in my hubristic attempt to sound smarter
I've
than
had
I
one of those
actually
before.
was, raised my hand and tried to relate to the protagonist by saying that I had wet dreams about preparing for the history presentation with C, and that it was a huge load off my back when we got it done.
Oh my god,
A few of my
dude!
friends snickered and the rest of the class went silent. My teacher, bless her
Oh,
heart,
did she save you?
quickly
She gave you an
understood
out.
I had no idea what the fuck I was talking about and tried to salvage
You don't
the
mean that.
situation by
Surely you don't
blankly
mean
nodding
that.
and asking everyone to
Oh,
turn
thank
their
you,
homework.
Mrs. G. Thank
I
you.
was blissfully unaware
Oh
as to
my
why the mood
God.
of the room completely shifted at such a benign story.
Dude, God bless her for saving you there. I think you could tell. You could read the room and be like, oh, this kid has no idea what he's talking about. Quick, homework now. Everybody hand it in now. I just remembered we had homework. Class dismissed. Wait, look at the time. Ring, ring, the school bell. Let's all leave. This is awful. And the worst part is this is clearly real. I think everybody has had a moment in their life where they like thought they understood something but clearly didn't and took it in a very bad direction.
I tried to make conversation with C. She looked absolutely disgusted and asked if I was our slurred for being such a fucking weirdo saying something like that. I learned what a wet dream meant from a friend at lunch later that day.
Oh,
C and
man.
I did not speak again until high school, where we became good friends, and she confirmed that, yeah, she did try to avoid me after that creepy ass incident.
I would too. I can't
That
blame
is
her.
the story
I
of
could
how
not
I
blame her.
accidentally sexually harassed a classmate.
That's a tremendous story. That's a good one.
In conclusion, never try to seem smarter than you
Yeah.
are, or you'll get wet dreams in the future thinking
Okay.
about the cringe.
I don't think you understand what it means still. I think you're still confused as to the meaning of what it's not like scared. You're not scared. You didn't learn anything from this. Got to put you in a time crystal to relive this moment in your life again and again. Good try, though. Good try. Hey, guys, hand in your homework. I forgot. We have homework. Stream, everybody, did you do your homework? No, stream's over, actually. Stream, we're done. We're done for the night. Good night.
Some quick context. This would have been in the early 90s, and in Illinois where Casimir Pulaski
Never
is
heard
a
of that.
big deal, like schools closed for Casimir Pulaski Day and everything.
Who is that?
When I was in first grade, my school decided to do a Casimir Pulaski Day assembly on the Friday before Casimir
yeah.
Pulaski Day. At this assembly, for some reason, was an armless guitar player who played with his feet. In retrospect, this was
Cool.
clearly a motivational speaker type thing, but my child brain saw armless guitar player being celebrated at the Casimir Pulaski Day assembly. Therefore, this man was Casimir Pulaski, and the reason I didn't have to go to school
I love
on
you,
Monday.
Casimir
I
Pulaski.
believed this for many, many years. It wasn't until sometime in high school, when during a family dinner, the subject of Casimir
the armless
Pulaski Day
guy.
came up.
The guy
and I
with no
said,
arms
"Oh,
who's
the
really good at
armless
guitar."
player,"
Yeah.
and was met with blank stares. Followed by, "What the fuck are you talking about?" from my younger brother.
This is like an Arrested Development bit come to life. This is like a 3-season callback between like Job and the Jason Bateman character. Like there's something. This is very clearly a sitcom bit. This is awesome.
I then had to try and explain the assembly from over 10 years ago where some guy played guitar with
Michael,
his feet
that's
to my
it,
family, and how I believed this man to be the reason I have a 3-day weekend in March.
That's very funny. That's a good story. Yeah, this is so obscure. This is absolutely a real story, and that's why I love it. This kind of story is why I love this series. Just guy shows up at school with no arms and bitchin' feet on the guitar. Who is this? I have never heard of this person. When I heard of Casimir Pulaski, I thought he was gonna be like a local celebrity who like did it big. No, he's like a 1745 guy. Who is this? What is he known for? The father of the American cavalry. He was in the Revolutionary War. I swear to God, I've never heard of this guy. Illinois has a big Polish population. Really? The only thing I know about the Polish people is they make water ice.
When I was 7, I had a sobbing tantrum in the Costco dining area for 15 straight minutes because my parents didn't want me to drink my soda with a spoon. They seated 5 minutes in, and I reportedly just continued sobbing. They eventually just picked me up and took me home.
That is awesome. That is so cool, man. Thank you so much for sharing that with us tonight. You know what's funny? I can kind of see the kid logic, where you get a really stupid idea, but you want to experiment and find out why it's stupid. So you're like, you know what? I want to do this really stupid, shitty, dumb thing. I want to do this dumb thing. And then the parents are not letting you do it, and then you're like all at once mad that they won't let you try, but also embarrassed because you know it's stupid. But you should be allowed to be stupid because you're a kid. And now they're letting you do it, but you know it's out of pity. And now you're angry at them and you can't stop crying because you're in the Costco thing. And now everybody's looking, right? Everybody's turning around to see a kid drinking Dr. Pepper with a spoon while crying. And then they're looking at the parents like, what the fuck is going on in that family dynamic? Are they punishing him? And then they pick you up and leave. I get it. I understand. It's a fucked up story thing to go through as a 7-year-old. I mean, you're very stupid. Like, this is a stupid thing to get upset about, but, like, you're allowed to be at 7. That's, like, part of the job. I think if you're a parent, be like, okay, drink it with a spoon. They're going to get bored very fast. I think kids are going to do that and then be like, after 8 sips, they're like, oh, this sucks. I'm getting a straw. For anyone just arriving, this is Cody telling all of his personal stories from back in the day. Yep, all of these things happened to me, especially this one.
I'd like to preface this by saying that I live in Midwest America and have lived there my entire life.
Uh-oh.
When I was around 13 or 14 in the mid-2000s, there was a bunch of sites going around where you could unlock sexy pictures of women if you share the site with X amount of people. I did exactly that and got all of the pictures of...
Wait, really? Do I not remember this? Was that like a real thing? I remember sites that were like, you have to complete these surveys to get like, I don't know, a download for Mario Party 5 on the GameCube. And they would like make you do things to unlock stuff. I don't remember having to unlock porn. It's probably just a shitty scam. You didn't know the right sites. That's all it is.
I did exactly that and got all of the pictures of this one lady. Now, what did I do with them, you ask? I opened a Facebook account with these pictures and posed as this lady for the sole purpose of trying to get things from men. Through this method, I earned several gift cards. However, there was one thing that was so much worse than all.
Catfishing at 13 or 14, that's hustling. That's a smart kid, bro. You unlocking some hot pictures of the lady by getting the men to send you money to unlock it? That's an intelligent kid, bro. That's grind set for sure.
There was this one man who was dead set on meeting me, and frankly, no matter how hard I tried, I could not deter him.
Oh, you've caused
I
the
looked
problem
up some
now.
random address in Florida and gave it to him. The guy flew in all the way from Puerto Rico and went to this random house in Florida. Suffice to say, I was not there, neither was the person that I was portraying. He took pictures and everything. I wasted so much of this guy's time.
Oh my God.
Somehow, I was never reported, and to this day, that account is still up.
Holy fucking shit, dude! This is awesome! Please link the profile. Please! Oh my God!
However, the memory of this happening is
it.
far too much for me to look back.
They don't want to look at... Dude, oh my God. Send it anonymously. Yeah, I don't need to see... I just have to know. This is the funniest story maybe we've ever had. Dude, the connection here, right? Between a young boy who doesn't know what he's doing and a guy who is very lonely, right? The young boy just wants to see some titties. And so does the guy. And little do they know, they're about to make a lifelong bond. It's a real movie plot. This is a short film. This is quite a short story. You just get all the pictures, start catfishing people. You don't know any better. And now you're finding more and more pictures and getting some gift cards. And some guy from Puerto Rico wants to meet you. And you can't get him off your tail. This is a butter side plot. Yeah, can we make sure that this didn't happen on South Park in the last, like, decade? I haven't been keeping up. This is a very Butters thing to happen. It's a Butters episode, for sure.
Everyone knows it's Butters.
Well, that's me.
My uncle has the honor of starring in one of the lowest rated movies of all time.
Okay.
And no, not as an actor, but as one of the lead dancers.
All right.
Now, we didn't know this movie was destined to break the record for the lowest opening weekend of all time yet, so we were all happy for him.
Oh, that's
so happy, in fact, that the entire extended family decided to come together and watch this film in theaters the opening weekend ourselves.
Oh, no.
I need to emphasize, everyone came, and as a Latino family, that is no small feat.
Okay.
So here we all are, pouring into a near-empty theater as we crowd around my
Oh,
uncle,
awesome.
preparing to watch the entirety of none other than Oogie Loves and the Big Balloon Adventure.
What the fuck is this? The Oogie Loves in the Big Balloon Adventure? The whole family coming around to watch the Big Balloon Adventure? Unc, what movie are we doing, man? What are we doing here?
He's in this film for maybe a minute in a single scene, but we all stayed for the entire experience regardless.
Awesome.
I think I started to dissociate halfway through. The feeling of watching this movie this way can truly not be described, and I can never look at him again without being reminded of this travesty.
Oh my god,
At the very least, he gets to be forever immortalized doing the wave with the green one in the trailers. So ups for him, I suppose.
Oh, that's amazing. Poor Tio. That's a good supportive family. I can't imagine that movie-going experience with the entire family going to see the Oogie Loves. Dude, I know when he was on screen, they lit that theater up. It was chicken jockey times 100. I bet they went crazy on that one. Let me look this up. Oh my god. So to be clear, you went to the movie theater for this?
Then you're in the right place. We're the Oogie Loves.
And it's time for all you kids to get out of your seats and join us.
Awesome. This is in the movie theater? You got popcorn for this shit? Oh, shit.
Could bring so many cool stars together.
I've never... What is this?
Tony Braxton.
Tony Braxton?
Leachman, Christopher Lloyd.
Judge Doom himself?
And Academy Award nominated director Matthew Diamond.
I'd like sweet pickle, dill pickle, warm pickle, chili.
Or Matthew Diamond. Academy Award nominated director into Oogie Loves in the Big Balloon Adventure.
I'd like sweet pickle,
Oh,
dill pickle, warm pickle,
man.
chili, please.
Poor Matthew. They said he was with the green one briefly. Is that Tio right there? This shit got the whole theater popping off. Yo! It's Unk! Oh, that's awesome. Unk is not the lead dancer. I've never heard of these guys ever. That's crazy.
About 2 years ago, me and my family were going to Disneyland for spring break.
Lucky!
And one of my family's most anticipated rides to go to was the brand new SpiderMan ride. And when waiting in line, we got to go through the express lane because my sister is in a wheelchair. So we got to the ride faster.
Cool.
And to get to the specialized rides for my sister, we had to go past a sort of control room. And while we were waiting, there was a control panel, and I don't know why I thought this, but I thought that since it was so decorated that it wasn't a real control panel. So my dumb idiot brain thought that it would be a good idea to press the big red button in the center of the control panel, and guess what happened?
Oh, well... Probably shut everything down. Probably shut everything down. All the lights, all the cameras, all the screens, the entire experience. Was it a shutdown button?
The whole entire ride and everybody on the ride
that's what I
just
thought would
stopped,
happen.
and all
It's
the
a
lights
big-ass
turned
shut-off
off,
button.
and every single person had to leave the ride. The ride wasn't working for another 3 hours. I felt like the dumbest person ever.
That's cool.
I was 13 at the time, by the way.
Listen, they should have prepared for that. That guy, as he was taking you, should have been like, hey, don't touch any of this. This isn't part of the ride. I might have thought the same thing. I would have been like, oh, dude, it's probably a pre-show, and Peter Parker tells me, like, if I see the Green Goblin, I gotta hit the big button to stop him, but I didn't see the pre-show because of my sister. I'll just hit it now. The Men in Black ride has that. There's a Men in Black ride at Universal, and they tell you, if you see a big bug, hit the big red button in the middle of the thing. They tell you to do that. So I would believe the same thing. I'm telling you. I get it. Chatter, you're very stupid. This is a very stupid thing to do. I'm not letting you off the hook, but I understand. Indiana Jones has things that say do not touch and you're meant to touch. Dude, I know. Dude, I went to Indiana Jones for the first time a few years ago for Panda thing, I think. No, it was for, like, main stage. It says do not touch, and I'm, like, standing with my friends. And I'm like, is that gonna hurt me? Is that real? They have, like, a hole where, like, you're supposed to put your hand in and grab something. I'm like, am I allowed to do... Is that, like, gonna bite me? There's a lot of stuff like that, man. I don't know. Maybe it's, like, a trick. Like, they tell you not to touch it, and then if you do touch it, they kick you out of the park. This kid doesn't follow directions. Get his ass out of here.
When I was 9 years old, my family decided to go on a cruise. While I was excited, it was only when my DS started to die that I realized I'd forgotten the charger at home, and thus I would have to make my own entertainment. On the evening of our 3rd or 4th day on the cruise, I was left alone in our room. My parents went to go gambling at the onboard casino, and my sister went out to the teenagers club.
Cool.
It wasn't like I could go exploring the cruise on my own, so, completely devoid of entertainment, I decided to simply step out onto the balcony of our suite and gaze at the sunset upon the Atlantic
Beautiful.
Ocean.
Yeah, take a
I
moment.
thought staring at sunsets
Lovely.
was an adult thing to do, so I felt mature and accomplished.
You got bored
When
fast,
I had
huh?
enough of being mature and accomplished,
yeah.
I tried to
That's
open the
enough.
sliding door
I'm
back
enlightened
into the
enough.
suite. I had locked myself out on the balcony,
Oh, wait.
with nobody in the room to save me.
Oh, God,
As sunset
dude.
turned to night and the air grew colder,
Oh
I
my
began
God.
to fear the worst.
No
What
way.
if the
You gotta
balcony
jump,
wasn't
bro.
strong enough to hold me until my parents
You gotta climb
came?
down.
What if I fell into the ocean and drifted away, never to be seen again?
What if Poseidon set upon the biggest wave you've ever seen? What if the winds came a-blowing and threw you off the vessel?
I started bawling,
Oh,
lost
dude.
in my own misery.
That's so
After
sad.
what felt like years,
Holy
my parents
shit,
finally came back into the room, and as soon as
Giant
I noticed
bird
them
comes,
coming in,
picks you up.
I began to bang on the sliding glass door, tears in my eyes.
Imagine, you're out on a date, right? You never get a date night with your husband or wife or significant other, and your kids are all doing their own thing. You're on a cruise. You're like, I'm so glad we did this. You know what? Our kids are doing great. They're really starting to grow up and can do things for themselves. We did a great job as parents. And then you walk into your cabin, and your son is just out on the balcony, bawling his fucking eyes out, banging on the glass door. Mom, help!
My mother opened the door and held me, and my father excused himself to go to the bathroom. I strongly suspect he went there to relieve himself of the urge to laugh. My parents still tell this story at dinners, much to my chagrin.
That's very funny. Yeah, your dad laughed his ass off. That's very funny. That's a good story. A lot of chagrining tonight, yeah. A lot of people be chagrining tonight. It's a good word. It's fun to say.
I blew out my date's car speakers with the worst song ever on the first date.
The worst song ever? Was it that song with the staples and the tapeworms?
I listened to literally everything from every genre across the whole musical spectrum. Unfortunately, this leads to some of my music taste being
God.
less
One of these
digestible
guys.
for the average person.
Yeah.
Around a year ago, I was deep diving into a genre called harsh noise wall, a subgenre of noise music that basically consists of artists making the loudest noises they can.
Cool.
At the time, I was fresh out of high school, single, and ready to mingle. After about a week of swiping on Tinder, I found a match and planned out a date.
This says, I know bad first date, but I didn't know how these things worked yet. Is a coffee shop a bad first date? I thought that was a fine first date, especially if you're on Tinder. Like, if it's a first date between, like, people who know each other or whatever. Yeah, coffee shops are great.
Everything was going great, our conversations were nice, we had good chemistry and it was a fun night. He offered to give me a ride home as I didn't have a car at the time, and I agreed.
Cool.
After getting in the car, I asked if I could put on some music, to which he agreed. I plugged my phone in, not expecting anything to play, but then I remember. I had my Spotify set to autoplay when connected to a car. As soon as I realized this, Tokyo Times 10 by Mietsubo starts playing.
Okay, 1 second. Wait! Wait! What the fuck are you doing, man? This is such poser bullshit. Why are you listening? How about some Stevie Wonder, man? You know what's crazy? My VOD is gonna get muted for this. This is gonna get copyright claimed for a song that sounds like Robot Purgatory. It's just this is the 8th layer of robot hell. This is it. I'm like mad at you. I know you submitted the Cringe Confessional, and the point is like, haha, this is embarrassing. This is cringe. I'm mad at you for listening to this. And I don't know if I'm just Hank Hill listening to Bobby's music and maybe I'm just old. This just pisses me off. Who the fuck wants to listen to this?
It scares the shit out of both of us and I actually jumped out of my seat. The song starts blasting full
God.
volume in this poor guy's
I'm gonna make a
car
beautiful
while I
song on your
scramble to
ribs.
turn it off on Spotify. I don't know why, but I never thought to just turn the car's
you're
volume knob
panicking.
down.
You're in shock. I
Instead
get it.
opting to open
You're
the
scared to death.
Spotify app and pause the song.
I understand.
By the time I
I get
had
it.
the app open, however, it was already too
You
late.
made a weird
The
impression.
speaker in the front left of the car made a loud pop and suddenly started buzzing every time noise came through it. After pausing the song, I gave up on playing music and just
Holy
apologized
shit,
the whole
man.
way home.
Dude, if I was that guy, I thought you were just an asshole. I would have thought you opened an audio bomb for no reason. Like, you weren't putting on music. You literally just put on something to blow up my car. You tried to kill me.
I offered to pay for the bus. We sat in
Holy
almost
shit,
complete
man.
silence for the 5-minute drive home.
Oh, God, man. That guy probably thought he dodged a bullet. And honestly, I think he did. I'm still mad at you for listening to that music. I'm really trying not to be boomer unk or whatever, but good God, man. Oh, Coney, can you play that song again? With pleasure.
I was 11. I made friends with a girl on Xbox Live.
Cool.
For context, this was on the original Xbox. I am on the Spectrum and was homeschooled. So this was the first friend
did
I'd
not
ever
hit
made
that.
outside of church. We play together almost every single day, and I get a crush on her.
Okay.
Eventually, I decide to tell her how I feel.
Amazing.
She left the in-game lobby where I had so romantically confessed and removed me.
It's a guy,
On
isn't
the
it?
original Xbox, there was a message all friends feature, in which people had done so playing the guitar, giving updates, etc. Experiencing my first heartbreak, I decide to briefly sing and dedicate a song to this situation after telling everyone on my friends list what had happened.
Oh,
Swing,
no.
Swing by the All-American rejects sang poorly by an 11-year-old boy. There is one important factor I've
Swing,
neglected
swing.
to mention. This was not my Xbox Live account.
What?
It was my older brother's.
No way.
He and my dad worked together, and while they were working during the day, I'd finish school early and spend hours playing games.
Oh,
My brother's
God.
friends on his account were mostly
No!
his co-workers, which
No
meant that
way!
when they returned home from work and saw a message from their brother, they were serenaded by an 11-year-old boy who had been rejected on Xbox Live, and got to tell my brother and dad about it the next day.
Dude. Yeah, at least then they know it's a kid because they heard the voice. But that's extremely funny. Opening a voice message from your friend and it's like a kid singing a song. What the fuck is this? Why does he sound like he's crying? What happened to that kid? Swing, swing, swing from the Veneza.
There was a party thrown by one of their colleagues about a week later, where I had to face everyone who had heard my emotional ballad, and I couldn't look any of them in the eye and stayed as hidden as I could the entire night.
Oh, man. Yeah, are there no recollections of this? Surely it's like on a hard drive somewhere, by the way. Somewhere on the internet that still exists. It has to. Does Cringe Confessional make you think less of your chat for these stories or more for being open enough to share them? It doesn't make me think anything. These things happen to everybody. There's 1,300 people in here right now. All of us have done this shit to varying degrees. Straight up, everybody in this chat has done something. I've regaled you with at least 20 stories of this. It's part of the experience, man.
A couple of years ago in high school, started to have a lovey-dovey story with a girl that I really liked.
Ooh!
We were dating, but not exactly boyfriend and girlfriend. One day though, as my mom is driving her home with me in the car in this developmental phase of our relationship, somehow, the topic of doctors gets brought up. My mom loudly and proudly exclaims, "The doctor who did your circumcision was named Dr. Wayner."
Okay, Mom? What the fuck is your mom's problem? Your mom's trying, like, focus on the road, Mom. Mom knows what she's doing. Yeah, these stories just show me parents are assholes, man. Oh, my son really likes this girl. I know what to do. Like, she knows what she's doing.
I immediately get insanely flushed, and my date is sitting there, confused but not exactly disgusted or mad. As we are at a red light, in the heat of the moment, I open my car door and walk to the gas station nearby and buy a bag of Takers to munch on.
Okay, wait, so you just left the car? You're not even going to the gas station and you just immediately dip out? Your mom could have kept driving. What if she didn't know? She didn't realize. She's laughing too much about the Dr. Wiener joke.
I do not know why I did this.
Me neither.
She was driven home, and she really did not mind the whole ordeal, thank
That's
goodness.
adorable.
My mom profusely apologized for months.
Good.
My now girlfriend and I have been dating for almost 3 years, a happy ending.
Oh, that's sweet. That's adorable. That's very nice. So she's seen it now. Do you guys still joke about it? Do you still make the, like... I wouldn't get it out of my head. I would still, like... It'd be stuck, you know? Wow, Dr. Wiener did a good job. Dr. Wiener's handiwork. Dr. Wiener's signature on it. Why would you even become a penis doctor if your name is Wiener? Just don't do that, man. Do anything else. Why the doctor gotta be funny, bro? That's stupid. A happy ending for them and a happy ending for us, guys. That's the end of Cringe Confessional. 30 tales of true horror and cringe and bad times that happen to people. What did you think, guys? YouTube, what'd you like? What was your favorite story? Comment below. And also, remember, you can write into this too. Please do. Eventually, we're going to run out, so I would just like to backfill that. I just want it for years and years and years. I want to do this till I die. Go ahead and subscribe and like the video too. Oh, cringe.coney.gg. I should have said that. Go to cringe.coney.gg. Send in your story, and maybe it'll show up on here if it's good. And if it's not, be more embarrassing. Do something really bad. And then everybody will hear about it. And maybe you'll make the news, and then we can laugh about it on stream, and it won't even be on Cringe Confessional.